Surging violence by criminal gangs and militants has caused big problems for most businesses in Pakistan's largest city. But one industry in Karachi is flourishing: the production of armored vehicles to protect wealthy businessmen, politicians, and their families. Here in this workshop in Karachi, staff are working flat out to bulletproof vehicles. Orders for armored vehicles are up, with wealthy and high-profile individuals fearing for their safety. Muhammad Khalid Yusuf heads a company that armors vehicles in Karachi. Armoring a vehicle involves an elaborate process whereby the entire car is dismantled, leaving only the metal skeleton and the engine. Steel plates are then attached to the vehicle using the same welding technology involved in ship construction. Bulletproof windows and special tires designed to resist deflation when punctured are also installed. Workers then reinstall the seats, dashboard, and other components that were removed. The only armored vehicles available in Pakistan for years were imported at very high cost and required special government approval. The cost came down significantly several years ago when the government first authorized domestic companies to armor vehicles, although consumers still need government approval to carry out the process. Straight Pakistan PVT Limited has armored 70 vehicles since it opened shop in Pakistan, mostly for customers in Karachi and a few in Islamabad and Lahore. It costs between $25,000 and $40,000 to armor a vehicle here, about half of what it costs to do so abroad and to import it into the country. Japan's largest IT and electronics exhibition, CTEC Japan, has opened in Chiba Prefecture near Tokyo. About 600 domestic and overseas companies and organizations are taking part in the combined exhibition of advanced technologies. On display are the latest IT and digital technologies. Wearable telecommunicating terminals are drawing visitors' attention. A Japanese telecommunications company is showing its intelligent eyeglasses still under development. The eyeglass prototype automatically translates foreign sentences viewed through the device into Japanese. Another telecommunications company is displaying a watch type of device that could replace smartphones. Another is introducing a device that displays a virtual keyboard. When a user wears a specific ring, he or she can actually type words with it. Japanese automakers are exhibiting their automated driving and car navigation technologies. One company is displaying a system with artificial intelligence that can sense the movements of other cars nearby. It chooses the most appropriate driving action and can automatically overtake the car in front. Sendai City has finished cleaning up the inflammable debris from the earthquake and tsunami that hit northeastern Japan in March 2011. The task was completed ahead of schedule. Sendai is the largest city in the disaster-affected region with a population of about 1 million. On the other hand, Fukushima Prefecture is making little progress because of the problems at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. The official in charge of the project presented letters of appreciation to the operators of a temporary incinerator in Wakabayashi Ward on Sunday. Heavy machinery was used to throw the last 50 tons of rubble into the flames. Officials initially planned to treat 210,000 tons of debris from Sendai and additional waste from neighboring Ishinomaki City before the end of the year. But the work was carried out more quickly than expected because an incinerator in Ishinomaki increased its disposal capacity. The head of Sendai City's office in charge of disaster waste disposal, Moria Endo, says residents have been waiting for this day for a long time. He says he thinks the city has made an important step forward in the recovery process. Non-flammable debris will be used as landfill, and earth and sand that had been washed ashore will be used for construction. It plans to demolish the temporary incinerator before the end of next March. The March 2011 earthquake and tsunami generated more than 16 million tons of debris in the three worst-hit prefectures of Iwate, Miyagi, and Fukushima. Disposal of the debris is progressing at different paces in these regions. Iwate officials say they had dealt with 75% of the debris by the end of August. Miyagi officials say they have disposed of 88%. Both say they will be able to finish the task by next March. A research team at the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology developed a technology to produce gasoline using colon bacilli. Normal cells decompose glucose to produce fatty acid, a mixture of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Fatty acid is used to build cell membranes. The research team injected a special enzyme into colon bacilli to remove all other substances except carbon and hydrogen, which are the basic materials of gasoline. When decomposing glucose, the special enzyme added colon bacilli remove oxygen and the other substances and produce gasoline. This is the world's first technology to obtain gasoline from a substance which isn't related to crude oil. However, the technology's economic effect is still very low. It can produce 580 milligrams of gasoline from a liter of glucose solution. The productivity of the technology should first be significantly improved. The technology was developed with the sponsorship of the Ministry of Science, ICT and Future Planning. The finding was introduced in the international science magazine Nature on Monday. This display bends like a sheet of paper. It can also be folded 90 degrees and it doesn't break. Because of the curved edges, users don't need to open the cover to read incoming messages since they just appear on the side. Samsung Electronics unveiled its flexible display smartphone in an IT show earlier this year. The company will release them in the market starting October. The new display is made of thin plastic and is thus resistant to shocks and very difficult to break. This also allows for phones to be made in various designs. LG Electronics plans to release a similar smartphone later this year, while Apple has applied for a patent for its own flexible design. It will likely take 2 to 3 more years for consumers to see these next-gen devices hit the markets. However, since some producers already possess the technology to even make bendable batteries, such phones could arrive earlier than expected. Sri Lanka's telegram service, with a 150-year history, came to an end on Tuesday and was replaced by telemail service. The telegram service, which brings back nostalgic memories of a different kind of short message service, was taken over by the Sri Lanka Telecom Limited, the successor to the Telecommunications Department, with the Postal Department being responsible only for the delivery of telegrams. Postmaster General Rohana Abiratne said the telegram service had ceased to function with immediate effect, and that the telemail service, first introduced in 2000, was now available at all post offices in the country. He said the telegram service, which was incurring losses, had to be replaced to avoid further losses. Abiratne said the telegram service had lost its glamour and was not much in demand. The Iranian Army's ground forces has unveiled a new indigenous combat drone dubbed Yasir in a ceremony attended by senior military officials. Yasir drone was unveiled during a ceremony on Saturday in the presence of Commander of the Iranian Army's ground forces, Brigadier General Ahmadreza Purdastan. He said that the drone is equipped with the most advanced reconnaissance systems. The drone can fly at an altitude of 15,000 feet, has a flight endurance of 8 hours and effective operational radius of 200 kilometers. Yasir, a portable drone, is equipped with state-of-the-art and light cameras for reconnaissance. Increasing numbers of women are set to sign up to join Afghanistan's National Police Force this year. But as well as fighting crime, they typically find themselves facing stigma and prejudice, as well as fears of Taliban attacks. The students, however, seem undeterred. Take Gulchin, a 30-year-old mother of 2 who's one of about 50 women currently studying at the National Police Academy. Gulchin comes from Baghlan province, north of the capital, and joined the police force there 2 years ago. Now she's attending the 4.5-month course at the National Police Academy to become a professional police officer. And despite the potential dangers, she wants to return to her hometown and continue serving her country. The danger mainly comes from insurgents who have made a particular target of female police officers in Afghanistan. Since July, in fact, several prominent women have been attacked in Afghanistan. 2 police officers were killed in the country's south, and a senator was wounded in an ambush in the east. According to a report released by the international aid agency Oxfam in 2005, the Afghanistan National Police Force employed just 180 women out of 53,400 personnel. By July 2013, that had risen to 1,551 police women out of 157,000. But Sadiq Siddiqui, a spokesman for the Afghan Interior Ministry, said the ministry plans to recruit 10,000 women officers in the year ahead.
The Afghan Ministry of Interior is planning to recruit some 10,000 female police for the next year. That's a new plan that we have worked on. And this is realistic, and we have been trying to make sure to get the support of all stakeholders, many organizations, governmental and non-governmental, to help us with the recruit process.
As part of that recruitment drive, he said hundreds of women are now undertaking police training at centers across the country. China officially launched the Shanghai Free Trade Zone on Sunday, aiming to enhance its competitiveness in the global industrial chain. Covering an area of 27.78 square kilometers, the Free Trade Zone has 4 customs special supervision areas and 4 bonded areas to serve the trading activities in the zone. Wang Xingkui, head of the Council's office of the Shanghai Municipal Government, said that the opening of the Shanghai Free Trade Zone is a national strategy to deepen China's reform, with its purpose to benefit the Chinese people rather than a political bonus. He said compared with cities such as Singapore and Tokyo, China's cosmopolitan cities have weaker attractions to multinational corporations with slower trading value growth in the global industrial chain. The launching of the Free Trade Zone is expected to attract those multinational corporations to settle in Shanghai, enhancing China's industrial competitiveness globally. American wingsuiter Jeb Corliss successfully flew through a narrow valley in the Langshan Mountain in Suzhou, east of China's Zhejiang province on September 28. The 298-meter deep valley is only 20 meters wide at its widest point and only 3.5 meters wide at its narrowest point. At 16:30 on Saturday afternoon, Corliss jumped out of a helicopter and flew towards the valley at a speed of 160 kilometers per hour.
This is the greatest thing I've ever done up to this point, and I'm just so happy that we were able to do it.